Jack White and Hudson Young. He has speed, toughness, skill. He has
Boys up chat.
this season. He's a footballer. As for this
Yeah, what's up, boys?
13
Get on a minute.
But forget about this September shakes and think about Mike Castillo and the four corners of Combine Stadium. Regan Campbell Gillard, Junior Barlow, ready to square up, and the relentless number one, Keith Gutterson. It's Bonnie Sampson and the crew. It's a belter. Tonight, Eels, Raiders. Live, 6:30 Saturday, the Sharks and the Rabbitohs. Allianz Stadium. The Sharks nailed in a Week 1 thriller. The Rabbitohs surviving the most brutal of matchups. Back in the big shiny Allianz Stadium. Nico Hines, Cody Walker, Dale Finucane versus Cameron Murray. Let's not forget Latrell Mitchell. With Trell, anything is possible. It's Sundown Semis, live. The only place to see it all, at break 3, during play, is right here on Fox 3.
Hello everyone, how are you feeling? Parramatta fans, Canberra fans in particular. This is the end of the line for one of these teams tonight. To the rest of you rugby league followers, sit back and enjoy what we anticipate will be another absolute filter in this final series after you witnessed an incredible first weekend. Now it is all sudden death. I'm joined in commentary by Shane Flanagan and Greg Alexander. I'm undecided. What about you, Brandy, going into this one?
I don't think you can pick any of the games. Very similar to last week, Bossy. Week 1 of the finals, very hard to pick winners in all 4 games. I think this weekend is exactly the same. I can't split the two. The momentum that Canberra had built up coming into this game up against the Eels, who are great at bouncing back, and they've shown that throughout the season. Can they bounce back in sudden death, though?
Shane, through the coach's lens, is there something that stands out that will separate these two sides?
No, I don't think there is that stands out. I think obviously the battle up front, the forward packs, is going to decide this game. All big games are decided by the middle forwards, and then the two halves of both sides, just getting their sides around the park is going to be crucial tonight. The momentum, as Brady said last week, and the Canberra Raiders coming into tonight, they're confident and ready to go. Parramatta, well, they've been inconsistent all year. Is tonight one of their up nights? I think it may be.
It's going to be some sort of run on here at Combank Stadium. Parramatta and Canberra playing in a finals match, incredibly, for the first time. And the only other time they've met in regular season competition, it was Golden Point. So there's a nice little storyline for this one tonight. The Canberra Raiders are on their way out. Ricky's pick. What a tremendous run they're having. They knocked out Melbourne last week, now chasing the scalp of the Parramatta Eels.
There we just saw the two big front rowers, Josh Papali'i and Jake Tarpany, lead the Raiders out along with Elliot Whitehead. I don't know if there's a pair of front rowers in the NRL that can influence a game like these two can. And the Raiders rely on them winning the battle up the middle, and that's what they've been able to do over the last couple of months.
And here come the Parramatta Eels in front of their home fans. Fell short against the Panthers last week, but now at home, sweet home, their chances are still very much alive. Moses cleared the play, and that makes a tremendous difference.
Yeah, he missed 90% of last week's game. They rely so much, or every side rely so much on their halfback. Last week, 16 errors with the football, the Parramatta side, and a lot of it was down because that halfback wasn't there. Tonight, I think they'll be a lot more clinical in attack, and a big game for Mitchell Moses will do the right thing for Parramatta and get it home.
Shane, spot on about the flash of the front runners. There's RCG. You've got Junior Barlow ready to rip in. You know what you'll get from Papali'i and Tarpany. This is big, folks. You're watching it live on Fox League. Penrith and the Cowboys cooling their jets this weekend. Tomorrow it's the Rabbitohs and the Sharks. Right now, Eels and Raiders. One of these their last match of the season. And then takes the first Rabbitoh. And well handled by the Parramatta defence. Niokoi and Lane and a little slow to his feet. And Whitehead with it. Great honour for Elliott to lead the side out here in a finals match. Now targeting Melbourne medalists this week, and very much deserved. Wolford, Horsburgh's in the starting side. He's waiting for this environment. Only his second charge in the set. And up to the 40-metre line. Tick one box Raiders get through the first set. Find the kick. Whiten finds the grass. It's a good result. Jefferson 5 metres out from his own line. He was quiet last week against Penrith.
Yeah, not many touches in the second half, but they played without the ball against the Panthers. Good kick there from Jack White to start their set. Josh Papali'i, I don't think I've seen Papali'i put on his back 2 times in a row. The man that did it was Sean Lane, so defensively, the back row looks like he's up to it.
And now Niokoi on the spin there to the 40-metre line, so Parramatta matching Canberra's first set. Old-fashioned dash and barge in the opening minutes of this one. Ready for Moses, his first gig of the night. And he'll sail down to the corner, and the veteran Rapper with the ball, 33 years of age. Another finals appearance of the week where he's been named in the opening squad for the New Zealand Kiwis for the World Cup. There's a whole host of Raiders in the squad. Sebastian Chris is another one. Two up the wing. You know what a tackle buster he could be. Extra forward if you like for the Raiders. I believe he running at Marty, bouncing away from Barlow as well. So he gets some redemption there. Tarpany will follow him. Over 200 running metres against Melbourne last week. What a leader he was, as he has been all season. Whiten on the last tackle. Jefferson in the corner. Canberra's got him where they want him, and he is squashed by the defence.
Another very good set from the Raiders. 50-metre game with the ball, and a nice kick into the corner from Jack White. Solid start from both teams. Now the Eels working it out of their own end.
Now young Tennessee with it. 20 years of age in this final series. Jefferson, some serious strapping on the left arm of Jefferson. He's offloaded to Marty. Brown on to Lane. Lane by Lunch was well contained by Penrith last week. No offloads next to the name of Sean Lane last week. Barlow, bounce offload. Moses onto it.
It did incredibly well there, Mitch Moses, to pick up that bouncing ball.
So they had to put a spurt of speed on. Stay close to the sideline. Patrick underneath it. And Canberra back with the ball. They've gone set for set early. Let's go down to the sideline. Jump 2.
Good evening, gentlemen. What a night for semi-final football here in Parramatta. A sold-out crowd of up to 30,000 in the house. We have great conditions as well. Nice and warm, not too chilly, perfect for a bit of offloading and barely any wind. The Eels, they are trying to get to their first prelim since 2009, and they come up against a Raiders team on a 5-game winning streak. What a matchup.
Yeah, 5-game winning streak and scoring a lot of points as well. It's hard to put a confident prediction on how many points it's going to take to win tonight. How many you can feel comfortable with. Fogarty under pressure. Singo off balance, a good catch. And Jefferson into the play again. So that scrapping left elbow and higher up into the bicep.
Yeah, that was Sean Lane who put the pressure on Fogarty then, and that caused the kick to go where he didn't want it to. But the Raiders are very quick set of guys. They've got the Eels on the back foot, as the Eels do now.
Well on that run. Follow up now, Papali'i for the Parramatta Eels.
Both teams playing the ball extremely quick. With some tight plays. Very quickly here.
And Lane, he was collected just a little High up there by Tarpany. Crowd thought so. On that eastern side of the ground, Moses with a bomb. We're expecting to see plenty one of Blake's way. Rapana underneath that one for Canberra. Raiders with a good record of scoring the first try in their finals matches as well. They've scored the opening try in 8 of their past 10 finals games, and they've won the past 5 when scoring first. So the first error of the night made by Canberra, and Parramatta starter set. Now Gutherson lost it, penalty goes the way of the Eels. This is quite the opportunity after 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, we've had 5.5 minutes of set for set, kick for kick, and now Jack Whiten, the ball bounces off the chest of Jordan Rapana. The Eels off the back of it get a penalty. Now here's their big chance.
So Oppencheck on the free kick. Brown and Campbell Gillard on the run. Horsburgh had him first. Play one. 19 metres from the Canberra line. Marty to Brown. Then cut out Moses Gutherson. Swiftly along to Penasini. And Penasini's got another line. Well, that's the most unhappy 60 or 90 seconds for Jordan Rapana. Drop ball, team concede penalty. They turned him inside out there. And the young centre opens the scoring for the home side.
Yeah, quite a year, hasn't he, Will Penasini? Only 19 years of age. It's his 9th try of the season. Just a little shove the ball to Jordan Rapana, and that was enough for him to get in between Rapana and Seth Chris. Gutherson with the quick hands, Chris with the desperate tackle, but not good enough to stop Penasini. And that's all it took to break the deadlock. The penalty, the drop ball from Rapana, the penalty to the Eels. And a couple of tackles later, they scored down that right touchline.
Yeah, we said there, Brandy, 3 key plays for the Parramatta Eels. Brown receives the ball first up, then he passes on to Moses, who passes on to Gutherson. They're 3 spine players handling the football at a really important time. And early in the tackle count, they go to the shift, get the ball early, and they're not relying on their middle forwards to get the ball off, and they just go straight to their guns. They shift it out to the right-hand side. 6 to the 7 to the 1, nice and early, run into the space. A really nice try early on.
Really nice move too by Penasini. That
Great work.
shot showed it, just that little swerve in. This is the young man who joined the Eels development squad as a 14-year-old. Over to Moses, first kick of the night. 5 in from touch. It's a great start for Parramatta. 6-0 lead through 8 minutes.
Yeah, that all came from the error. As we see here, their 3 spine players playing nice and early, 7, 6 and the 1. They give it to their powerful centre. He pushes into space, and all off the back of the Rapana error.
And we said before the game, it's hard to split which these teams, and that's what finals footy comes down to. Errors, chances, moments. Presented a chance, Will Penasini grabs it, and they've presented that chance through the error from Jordan Rapana and Jack White.
Penasini debut round 19 last year. Coincidentally against the Canberra Raiders. 1 full season of the NRL. Campbell Gillard back from the kickoff. They score first. This week, found themselves only down by a point at half-time, 7-6. There's the Parramatta offloading game coming to the fore. Lane gets one away. I mentioned not one single offload from Lane last week against Penrith. Down the edge. Probably into the runner's half. It's a set restart for the Eels. Ooh, put on his back. That's Tarpany and Horsburgh. That's a full set to work with here again. Inside the Canberra half. Liakore with the ball. Marty and Brown and Gutherson. Again, the key players involved. Oppencheck. Offload. Simo. One-hander. Gutherson. Brown. This is terrific from Parramatta. It has certainly got the crowd in the game early. You see plenty of line green down this end. They're looking a little grim. Moses kick. Here comes Penasini again. And Rapana with quite the save there.
Gee, that's a set-off points, isn't it, from the Parramatta Eels. At the end of it, saw Mitch Moses stood dribble one into the in-goal area, but some great footy down this left-hand side. Opchick did a remarkable job to get the ball away. Looked like he might have been going into touch. Sevo with the overhead pass, and then at the death, Mitch Moses splits the Canberra defence with a lovely little kick there, cleaned up by Rapana, but another set to Parramatta.
They've got 9-10 when they've scored the first try this year, Parramatta. Low dropped out. Still has to be diffused, and it's a drop of Opchick. He's become very reliable for Parramatta. His 2 seasons at the club, he's giving good service. Oh, and a second. We have an HIA independent doctor for the Raiders. And Elliot Whitehead is the player called from the field.
Can't recall the incident. I don't know what's happened. Got enough independent doctor to remove him from the field.
15 minutes and Corey Underwood another. There's another one that's been named to the Kiwi squad. So he comes onto the field at a time when Canberra are defending again inside their own half. We'll go searching for the incident involving Elliot Whitehead. Parramatta. Shall they get a second? Campbell Gillard on another run. They're going to sling to play the ball down. Money to Moses, cross, Jefferson, Pericini. He'll be loving this early ball to service he's getting. Chris and Whiten did a good job that time in defence. Jefferson, Moses. Barnwell comes to somewhat of a submission in the tackle there. 21 from the line. Campbell Gillard, Leo Conray on an edge. Tarpany had him with Underwood and Nada. Money shots on ground. Flat lane, offload Opchick lost it. Sevo was screaming for the ball.
Just couldn't get it to him. He was in the clear. Sean Lane has been so effective.
This referee just communicating to the players it was last out advantage with a drop ball that close to the line.
Sevo unmarked on the outside. Patrick had to come in and make the stop after the flip from Sean Lane there.
There's some serious punch, figuratively speaking, in this defence there, young typical. Felt it.
The Raiders did well to hang on. Repeat set through the Moses kick, and then they couldn't afford to give up another try. Their defence was good enough.
Over on the Young to make that World Cup squad. Hudson Young. And there's a penalty to Canberra. So a little turn goes their way.
And it's very similar to last week's game. Canberra Raiders were under enormous amount of pressure early in the game. They withstood that and straight away went up the other end of the field. On this occasion today, obviously, Parramatta got away to a really good start. But Canberra defend their try line, hopefully go up the other end and get some points.
54th finals game in the history, the proud history of the Raiders. They've won 26, lost 27. And for Parramatta, it's their 75th finals appearance. They've won 36, lost 36. They had a couple of draws. Wilford and then for Tarpany.
Bit slow, the Parramatta defender there. Near Corey.
And Gillard was caught. But not pinned. Lockdown, Hudson Young.
Oh yeah, you good thing. Yes!
He doesn't claim the try. It came loose. They all know it.
Well, we're not even checking. So, Rapana gets himself to the in-goal area but loses the ball. Wonder Blake screaming out to the line, created some space for those outside Canberra men. Oh, little knock out of the hand by Clint Gutherson there.
I think we should look at this one.
Yeah, I don't know about loose carry, do you?
Well, there's definitely contact by Gutherson over the top on the football.
Yes. Well, they've now got HIA at this point.
Near Corey was once up slow, centre field, a couple of plays earlier. But nice move there from Canberra down that left side. Wagga Blake defensively came up and missed everyone. Was created the hole. Except Chris showed good speed and awareness to get the ball away to Jordan Ruffner very quickly. Here's the head knock from Leocoro. Just that, the footwork from Joe Tarpany.
And it's definitely an edge that the Canberra Raiders will go to all the time. It's their best attacking edge, the Canberra Raiders, their left. Obviously with Jack White down there as well. Very dangerous.
Yeah, you throw Hudson Young in the mix down that side. Seth Chris bringing good form.
And I know it wasn't what they ruled, but just so everyone knows, you are allowed to strip the ball to prevent a player attempting to score a try. So there wasn't a penalty offence there against Guthrie. But I still thought the Wolves carry call was tough on Canberra. Parramatta bringing the ball out from their own 20. Madison into the game. So Whitehead off for the mandatory 15, and now Nia Chloride the same. So it's a 1-all in that department for the two sides. Real late offload, play on. Clear of the ball. They've got the offload game going early. They've had half a dozen Parramatta in the first 14 minutes, make it 7. Brown with it to Lane, and that time, so I'm not able to pass. And a weird noter to the ball there. Marnie, short side, juggling Brown, kick through. Here comes, it's got it. Xavier Savage, and turn up a check and score. That has taken middle stuff out of the ground. Xavier Savage gets a savage bounce that leads to an upper check try.
Normally the short side plays Mitch Moses on the right side of the field. This time they hit the left through Sean Lane, then go straight back to Dylan Brown. The grubber goes through. Xavier Savage, I knew when he didn't make the play at the ball, I thought he's in trouble here. The ball could do anything, and that's exactly what's happened. Split his legs, and Tom Opacek still had to get around Xavier Savage. He's done a great job to get his hands on the ball and control it. Huge moment in this game, Fleming.
Yeah, there was a nothing play. They just went down the short little kick. Kicks an awful bounce, but Opacek just chased and chased and chased, and he comes up with a try. Parramatta off to a great start.
I wonder about damage done to the confidence of young Xavier Savage. What do you do there as a coach? Shane, what do you expect? I mean, 22nd career game. This is an ugly moment for him in such a big game.
Yes, it is, but hopefully his senior players and his coach, I know Ricky Stewart, he'll be getting out there. That was a wicked bounce. Get on with the job. Don't worry about it. And I know that target's easy to say. Get on with your job. Win the football game.
Oh, gee, Opacek's done a good job to get his hands on that. There was still a lot of work to do, even though they looked like they were going to win the race to the ball. Great stuff, Opacek.
Now Moses with a kick. Opacek, 21 games last year. This is his 18th game for the Eels this year. So as I say, he's been a good service. Moses hangs it out to the right. He'll be disappointed with that strike, but it's a 10-0 scoreline to Parramatta. They've already outscored the points they put on the board last week against Penrith.
Yeah, look, Canberra came very close up the other end through Jordan Rapana. They couldn't get it done. Rapana, the ball came free, whether you want to think from a loose carry or a Gutherson hand. Whatever it was, Parramatta off the back of that have been able to work their way into an attacking position where the grubber has paid off. Wicked bounce, but they put themselves in that field position to take advantage of.
Yeah, correct, Randy. There's been a little bit of a change in Parramatta. Well, it's only early stages. Their middle forwards have just carried the ball really strong and haven't had too many interchange passing. And then when they're in field position, that actually their halves have got...
Oh no, sorry Shane. Corey Hunter with another now in trouble after a Campbell-Gillard run. He got up with the staggers. His teammates have come to his aid. But this is not going well for the Raiders.
No, it happens a lot off kickoffs, doesn't it? We see a lot of players get their heads in the wrong position from the kickoffs where there is 3 players making the tackle on the player returning the ball. Hara, Ruinanitis, just got his head in the wrong side. Cops the hip of Regan Campbell-Gillard. He'll have to leave the field. And might return.
Shit, and he's the man who came onto the field for Whitehead. He's a man who I mentioned has been named in the New Zealand World Cup squad this week. What about that? The footy sees now going into overtime on Fox League. The World Cup live and exclusive every minute of 61 matches beginning in October Australia playing on the opening day of the tournament, but so much NRL involvement across the whole tournament. Jane, you with Papua New Guinea, excited to be headed to the Cup again.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Papua New Guinea in the World Cup. It's a big challenge there. Looking forward to a lot of games. Just on that tackle there, always happens off kickoffs, Brandy, because it's so close and they're square on. That middle forward going down low, he needs to get to the side, but it's hard off a kickoff when you've got players inside and outside.
Awfully, you're squeezed in. Great play all up, and it comes in for the take intercept.
Madison, an 8th offload of the night, and the 9th offload of the night for the Eels from Gutherson went wrong. Raiders are with the ball, and a ruck infringement to follow, so Rathan will be disappointed. Error after points. Cardinals sin. And here's the embattled Raiders. So having to come up with something after some setbacks early. White and flat. Chris, I love the way White wrapped around Sebastian Chris. Chris, he hasn't played it square, he gets away with it. Fogarty to Tarpany. Ryan Sutton is now on his NRL finals debut here. Wolford, he's got the Sutton, he got the flattest of passes from Wolford. That would have been a nice start to your finals campaign. Fogarty now, kick is good, Gutherson is there. And he knew Horsburgh, he knew he was in for a basher. Hit the tackle, good play Gutherson. Is feeling the effects. Just scoring through everything into the tackle. Now Sevo with the ball for Parramatta. Let's go to the sideline. Jake Duke.
Big blow for the Canberra Raiders, guys. Corey Huddleby tonight. Category 1, HIA ruled out of this game. Will play no further part.
Wow, what a blow. What a blow. Category 1 for Huddleby tonight.
Less than only minutes in the game. And they've still got Elliot Whitehead.
He came on to replace Whitehead.
Moses kick. Second. Good take. This young fella is an exciting talent. So he doesn't let the nutmeg affect him too much. Now Choppridge with the ball. Good finals record for Nick. He's won 5 of 7 finals. You'd like that to continue. That sort of rate. Rising on for Rapida. And singing in the tackle. Nice quick play the ball. Off and running. Whitehead to Chris. He's over the sideline. So Jack Whitehead didn't give Sebastian Chris a whole lot of options there. And Parramatta on song in attack and defence.
Yeah, some really good defence from Parramatta Eels, but some poor attack from the Canberra Raiders, just putting themselves under too much pressure. They go down the short side on the first occasion, a beautiful ball across the face, but he needed to get back inside, flicks it back in, but it's all too late.
More stats from the Fox Sports Lab. Folks, that certainly talk up the chances of Parramatta when they've had double-digit leads this year. They are 12-0. Campbell Gillard with the ball here. Money on the middle ground. Again, Lane.
Well, Zach Wolford there to wrap that arm up. Now he's been very effective getting that right arm free.
Campbell Gillard out in front of Madison. And the Parramatta check goes up. The Eels at 10-0. Winner to play the Cowboys in Townsville next Friday night. Round Moses ball. What a black will get there for Parramatta. Mitchell Moses puts it on a silver platter for Wanga Blake, who had a bit of a nightmare last week, but he's all smiles right now.
Yeah, he grabs the try, but also defensively played a big part in Canberra going across the sideline through Seth Chris. Handled a couple of raids coming at him and then scores the try. Importantly, the pass off Mitch Moses. Want to chat about Moses this week. Wanga Blake beating Xavier Savage with these, just stepping back on the inside. The Eels score their 3rd try of the game. Good 5-minute period there for Wanga Blake and a great pass from Mitch Moses.
There's been a noticeable change in the way Parramatta are playing tonight. We see on this occasion, we see Brown, who's predominantly on the left-hand side, He wraps around and comes on the other side of the field, and he's the first receiver. Goes square into the line, and a nice ball out the back to Mitchell Moses. But once again, 7 on to 6 on the right-hand side of the field, and they score a try.
I love it. You know, just as a footy fan, I love seeing 6 to 7 or 7 to 6, and I always highlight Alfie Langer and Kevin Walker. They lived in each other's pocket. How good they were.
Well, this ground and that jersey, Brett Kenny, Peter Sterling.
Tyler Blake on the bounce back from a tough night in the office against Penrith. 14-0. Canberra do have plenty of comeback history this year. Let's not forget that. But it is 16-0 in a sudden death encounter right now. Joke on the sideline.
Good news for both sides, guys. For the Raiders, Elliot Whitehead, he has passed his HIA. He will return to this game very soon. And Murata Niakure for the Parramatta Eels, as we see the one the bloke crossing the corner there. He has also passed his HIA, so he will be able to return in a couple of minutes' time. So both teams getting guys back.
That's good news, Jake. Jake Duke with all of the news as it happens from the sideline here on Fox League. One of the Parramatta Eels played more finals games than Blake. This is his 11th finals match tonight. So too for Junior Barlow for Parramatta.
Now, the couple of errors that the Raiders have made as Madison turns back into midfield, they've made a round half play. The Eels have scored off the back of it. So very costly.
Here's Barlow. Spent some time at Canberra in his career and moving on to, I believe he just had a loss for Parramatta next year. He has been Murata Niakore. So real forces in their forward pack, and now Madison, Gutherson, Brown, Lane. Great tackle low down Hallsborough there for Canberra. Gutherson is right in the game. Gutherson is almost all the way through. Tarpany just got him. Last tackle Parramatta. Being set this. Brown's kick. Savage onto it. Good low take. Now coming back. What about the intent of the blue and gold? And some would say the whistle went off a little early for Savage's liking at the last moment. It was pretty nifty by Xavier Savage.
Yeah, he got his hand and the ball back in the field of play, but what a moment there for the Parramatta Eels, and Lane just crashing into Xavier Savage. He's down. Terrific stuff again from Dylan Brown. The grubber kick finding Savage, but the defence doing the job of getting the ball back down the Eels.
Call spot on by referee Klein. Parramatta. Campbell Gillard. Ripped up. Ripping and a tearing early on for Parramatta. Marty and Dylan Brown on the outside. Jefferson on the chip. The crowd is willing Steve-O to find the ball in his hands here. Nimalo. The way they're going, they'll have more than 10 offloads first half. Round again. Harrison. Hey, rocked by White. Hudson Young also there in defence. This is big for both teams right here. Joe Ball has got through to score. And it's been a long time since he found his way over the line. What a night to score it. 44 game try drought ends in a sudden death game week 2 in a final.
Well, incredible pressure on the Canberra Raiders. And the Eels have been good. The repeat set forced again after a great tackle that involved Sean Lane and Dylan Brown. And off the back of that, they come up with a try, and Junior Barlow just runs through the Sydney Harbour heads. That was a big hole that he came through. And there wasn't too much finesse to it. It was a catch by Madison, a pass. Fogarty was caught going out and not coming in, but they were shot to bits there, the Canberra defence.
Yeah, it's such a skill for those big men. They do it regularly in and around that try line. Ryan Madison, a beautiful pass. Shake to go out the back, had eyes out the back, but hits his lead forward. And his first try for the season. He's been so good at around the try line. I'm very surprised that he hasn't got a try so far, but he gets one tonight.
Well, there it is. Junior Barlow, you're right, your description of the gap really was huge. The spacing between defenders.
And if they decided not to hit Junior Barlow, the whole outside, that was even bigger outside Jamal Fogarty. So they dragged them all in around the posts there. But it's a demolition at the moment from the Eels, 22-0.
22-0 through 25 minutes. They're completing at 86%. They've had 8 offloads to 1, now 3 line breaks to 1. And last week's loss to Penrith is a distant memory for the Parramatta Eels at the moment.
They've had periods and big chunks of games here at Combank Stadium throughout the season where they've played footy as good as any team in the competition, and they are putting it together again. 4 tries. There's still 14 minutes left.
VB hard-earned index and Junior Barlow up the top of that. Sean Lane not far behind. Campbell Gillard there as well.
And that's what they've done well, is just run their middle forwards and just run hard and won the collision battle. Canberra Raiders haven't been able to get numbers in all the time on the previous try. It was just a beautiful, powerful run that proved this play.
Now Brown, freedom to run. Parramatta, blood gold wave here to Jefferson. They spin away, they're coming forward. Brown's pass to Jefferson is got back. Jefferson can't believe it. I thought in the run probably right from the officials. Jefferson saved third place.
There's a lot of borderline passes that are let go in that kind of situation. A lot. Right?
I would say since 99 millions.
Yes. Yeah. From where he threw it, he ended up with it.
But Brendan, you can't. The markings on the field, he was running at speed, and it looks like
the lines.
It looks like he comes out of his hands backwards.
Yeah, I agree, Flanner. I agree. And they've opened them up with these. But now, little goal for the Canberra Raiders, at least to get the ball down the other end of the field.
What a start for Canberra. They're looking at 28-0. The crowd has gone up with a very John chant. So the Raiders are in possession. Hanging on. Oh, Sutton copped it. And it was out of his field of vision from that.
Yeah, absolutely desperate to get through this set. They need to get to their kick.
The field in the dummy half roll.
They've only made 4 errors, the Raiders, but they have been punished for all of them.
Zachary on another run. It's his 6th of the night. Barlow has made 9. Campbell Gillard's made 8. The possession that Parramatta have had. And now Fogarty's bomb. It's a high 135 minutes out. It's Sibo's way. Canberra. Timber Cole batted it back, but straight into the grasp of Sean Lane. So they haven't put the bomb out Blake's way. Now Seal, top of the came up on Sibo there. So Eels in possession. And Buckaloogie, I'm just not prepared to dismiss Canberra. What Ricky Stewart's done with his side, and they've done it more than once. They come back.
And there's 4 minutes to go in the first half. They've got the whole second half to go. They would want to grab a try before half-time. They can't allow the Eels to score another one, but they're certainly still in this game.
Now Dylan Brown. I seem to remember the 22. I know it's different company, but up in Newcastle. They had a rampant nights that Sunday afternoon not so long ago where they put on 22 in the first half against the Raiders. Now Rapida coming back. I do think the springboard though, for any sort of comeback has to start in this half.
Oh, yes!
Look at the speed of this 10.
Yes! Yes!
Not just a try of skill, not just a try of speed, but a try of good character as well. Xavier Savage, young star, lights up comeback.
Well, that's certainly against the run of play. Didn't the Raiders need it? He is an exciting young talent. He's had a tough night so far. He's still shaking his head about the things that have gone on prior to that try. But the speed in between Short Lane and Opacek, and I was hoping he was going to do that. He was looking for support, and I think he'd just take him on, run around him, and he did that, Xavier Savage. And that's exactly what the Raiders needed. They're back into it, Flano.
Yeah, they are, and we spoke earlier about this young man's confidence. Well, it's well and truly back now, because that's an outstanding break. Firstly, the breakthrough around Sean Lane, and then he comes to one of the better defending fullbacks in Gutherson and stands him up, and he is got some wheels.
Yeah, it's not the run that Flanagan would have done back in the playing days if he broke into the backfield, but it's certainly what Alexander would have done. Take off the fullback, go round him, Alexander. Back yourself.
Well, it's great to see Xavier Savage back himself, but they certainly needed, they just needed something to give them a little bit of momentum going into half-time. There's still 10 minutes to go in this half.
And Brenny, they haven't done a lot wrong, Canberra. It's just been the brilliance and that obviously that try went through his legs, but Parramatta have been outstanding and Canberra haven't been that bad.
No, they've just been chipped out of the game, haven't they? Because the Eels have been so good.
That's pulled across the face, but gee, that's a moment. The kid's 20 years of age. He's played 21 first grade games. He's in this absolute pressure cooker. It's a bad moment, and then he does this. Put this on your promo for next season. This is beautiful rugby league. Savage, what a mover! Fantastic play. What a talent. He got a speed try against Sats. He came in off the bench, and he's a serious runner. Xavier Savage.
Yeah, we've got some great young athletes in the game, and he's one of them. And that was a great example of it.
I found he missed. They put that back at sixes.
They really have to be perfect from him. When you're down 22 nil, they can't afford to make their mistakes. They've got to turn it from 4 into 6. But at least they're on the board.
I tell you what, second try before half time takes a lot of steam out of Parramatta. Here's Whiten across to Young on to Chris. Chris in a battle there with Penasini. Whiten, this is a good set Canberra too. Hudson Young with it. Coming up to the fifth tackle. And there it is, they've gone the 70 metres into set Canberra, following on from their first try. Family. No one in the Canberra side thinking this game's done. Jefferson is hammered by Whitehead. And Elliott says, no, we might fire in the challenge here. He may save Jefferson. It is challengeable.
They're very good at that. They're very good at getting, look, his feet were inches off the ground. They rarely get it wrong.
They certainly cooked the knee up.
I think the players know that too. They don't challenge.
Those knee wouldn't have been the cause of that cut, would it? It was a late move to lift the knee. And now the ball laying for Parramatta. Good decision by Canberra not to challenge. Because I don't think Whitehead would have known. I don't think Gutherson would have known for sure, to be honest. No. So they retain a challenge. It might come in handy later. Money, Brown, near corner. 40 metres away from the Raiders line. 5 tries scored in this one so far. Brown, Jefferson. Away from Timmy. Away, play 4, Money, they go away from the short side. Madison in and Kafusi with it. One try scorer for Parramatta last week. Moses, check, last tackle. Moses, how does he kick? Got fine with it. The challenger Sutton and so is the referee. To be fair, so is Moses. He was hit as he kicked. Campbell with the ball 9 metres away from their own line.
Well, they took the ball right to the defence. He spotted a bit of an opening back towards the right. Almost got it right.
Just outside the 20 now. Traffic comes in. A bit of a recovery set here for Canberra.
They just need a bank of possession at the moment. They're not getting it up with the green. They need a 6 again. They need an error from Parramatta. Just had the most possession in this last 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, just the 2 set restarts of the game so far, one apiece. Only 3 penalties, 2 of those to Parramatta. He's Blake. Running straight at Cool, like 12 metres from the Parramatta winger, Marty to Brown, Canberra on their heels, Brown the stepper. There's Brisbane some important tackles in this first half. Marty, Madison now, sticking about, fending. He's done 4 fends in that one run there.
Not sure if Elliot Whitehead's 100%.
Brown, head on the check, good tackle, Andre Gula there. Last tackle, Parramatta, Moses with it, Clippers the option, dabs it over the top, it comes down, it's Eddie Ones! And knocked in by Starling there for the Raiders. They will get a chance to look at it, but it's locked in as a line drop out for the moment.
Yeah, it did look like it. Was it a Parramatta hand that pulled that forward there? Was it Dylan Brown? I'm not sure. Moses, just a little chip aimed at his 5'8" there. I think it was Jack White, and then the reveal line dropout. The Eels have been able to score off both their repeat sets so far. We'll see what they make of this one.
Oh, Jim comes back and passes now back to his feet. With Marty, off the Fusi, more pressure. With a lot of it on Canberra in this first half. They've got to hang on here. Madison. They lock up the ball, Fagerty. Got chains around the ball there for the Canberra halfback. Gutherson, Brown, floating pass, Moses, Papali'i. Canberra for the moment holding firm. Money, 18 the difference. Barlow, Brown, Gutherson, Sebo, all the crowd on his back, and Sebo claims the try. The sideline official is right there to look at it. The bird's eye view, and Mike Deceiver, the man who owns the corner and Combank, has scored again.
Well, it's a great ratio, isn't it? Third forced dropout, and the third try they've scored off it. And they go left, and they just shuffle the ball out. Gutherson there doesn't do too much with it until he lobs it over the top. And Sebo has done an incredible job to control the ball as he was backing his way to the try line to control it, to get it in the in-goal area. Gutherson, just that little shuffle. Just hung on to that, didn't he?
I think we might have another look at it.
Do you reckon that he was rolling free?
Into a Canberra play.
Yes. It's definitely a combination over on that side of the field with Gutherson and Sebo. We saw a couple of times over the last month him coming out there and throwing those balls over the top to him.
I think we're going to check. Hello. Just hang on a second. Come in, Bunker. That's why there's not a sin bin. This time last week, his hands have been up about 5 times. Sin bin players.
So we're going to see it like a Sebo
that's
retains
lost.
possession.
That's lost.
What's that, mate?
Yeah,
That's very similar to the Ravana one in the first half. He's played at the football and he hasn't regained it.
No.
Like a Sebo loses the ball short of the line, we have a decision.
There you go. See that? He owns the ball. It's a most uncommon occurrence to see Sebo not score from that close.
Canberra, well, it was the breakdown defensively there. Hands around the ball. You do what you can to save the try. Tim McClure has been able to dislodge the ball.
Well, I'm just saying, if you deny Sebo a try in the corner, you've got a bit going your way. That's as good as try score, to save a try-scoring situation with Sebo.
Well, at 22-4, and you've scored the last try to get yourself sort of back in the game, that could be crucial. It could be absolutely crucial.
So Sebo's record stays at 36 tries. At Combank, he has scored in 3 straight games against the Raiders. What a stadium this is, and we're off to Allianz tomorrow night. I feel as if the city is caught up with these 2 shiny stadiums. Canberra on their 20-metre line. Horsburgh with the ball. Really good first half from Corey Horsburgh. He worked very hard in defence for the Raiders. 27 tackles, Corey Horsburgh, in this first half. That is top of the count for either side by a stretch. Ball now with Whiten, Savage, Young. Will have defend on Penisini. Rapida, Whiten, and now for Corey Horsburgh. So they've got things back on an even keel in this set. Sitting on the scoreboard, but that's a tough one. Someone has to own it. Gutherson makes the call, pulls the hands away. Got a home ground bounce.
Yeah, it definitely was. And he got to the ground quickly after he gained possession. He knew the Canberra Raiders defence were coming to get him. He got down on the ground quickly so he couldn't be driven back into his in goal.
And not that they've been up this end of the field that often, but I'm surprised Canberra and Jack White hasn't put more of those types of kicks up. He's got a big left boot on him. He can put the spiral in the air. I'd be throwing it up a little bit more often if they get themselves down this end again.
Even though it was 22, the difference with 14 to go. As Parramatta attack again on the chip. Doesn't pass to Sevo. Good tackle, typical there. Parramatta, last tackle. Brown, Moses screaming for it. He's with it. He holds it up. Moses, foot pass. Paley with it. Inside ball and a set. Emre Gola. And Blackberry leg. Miracle from Gola. Attack is miracle.
Well, it took it, didn't it? And the Canberra Raiders on the rack then. They saved a try through Timoko, taking the ball out of Sevo's hands only the set before, and now stop another one through Emre Gula. They can't afford another try. They can't let it get to 26 or 28. And they pick themselves in the game just.
And Emre Gula intercept on their line. They've saved a Sevo try. I mean, they are hanging in there. The Raiders with 2 minutes to go, first half. Taking it out. Good by the defence. Hard stopper. The Raiders the last 5 minutes. Whited this time. Here we go again. Good luck, King. Gutherson with it. 10 metres out from his own line. He'll take it in the tackle of Starling. And he's okay. There's a little bit of cutting on the leg. Good Gutherson. So 90 seconds to go in the first half. After 26, it was 22-0. Penisini, he opened the scoring tonight. He's rolled the pass back. Gutherson with it. Offload count is 9 from the first half. Now for Moses. He's been good. Buckley, he's spinning away from Chris. Caught in the tackle. Now no. Then on with Kafusi. Well, we saw Nathan Cleary last week go field goal close to half-time. Moses not really in good position for that. And takes it over the sideline. And we'll find out the intent of the Raiders. 18-point margin. You'll be the coach in these positions in finals when you're in front by a margin. Shane, you have to say much. Is it just go back to what you've been doing?
Yeah, it's a little bit of that. Obviously you just can't play to the scoreboard, and it's hard to put it out of your mind and go back out there and put another half like they have in this first half. Parramatta have been really clinical. Their kicking game's been outstanding. I've been really impressed with Dylan Brown and his involvement. Just got to put 2 halves together, Parramatta.
With coach Shane Flanagan, Curry captain Greg Alexander.
And at times they've struggled to do that this year. They have put 2 halves of footy together. Brilliant this half. Can they do it again? Can they back it up with the next 40?
Young, this will be the last play of the half. 5 tries scored, 4 tries by the home team. 4 straights. Sudden death finals football on Fox League. It's the Parramatta Eels 22, the Canberra Raiders 4.
Well, the first 30 minutes of this semi-final was sheer paradise at CommBank Stadium. The Eels ran in 4 tries to none. Michael Ennis, Mitch Moses needed some big game moments. What did he deliver?
Don absolutely loves playing at CommBank Stadium and delivering the halfback. What an injection it's been. A lot of talk around Parramatta and where they're at, and the halfbacks led the way. He's looked for collision, he's run the football. Kicking game has been tremendous, but he's had some beautiful touches. He's played really direct, straight in their attack, and linking beautifully with Dylan Brown. It's been a great first half from Moses.
Chasing the collision, that's straight out of the BA playbook. Is that what they've been focusing on?
Well, they had to because that Canberra were coming to combat with an ambush. Ricky Stewart had been plotting all week and led by their halfback and their two middle forwards. They've done a tremendous job in Canada.
Well, it is Parramatta. They need 22 points to fall. All the first half action coming up from CommBank Stadium on your finals footy on Fox. Now, your footy season is going into overtime right here on Fox. The World Cup is live and exclusive. Every single minute of 61 matches begins in October.
Take betting to the next level with the fully loaded Punters Toolbox. Packed with new tools to give you more control on your favourite racing and sporting codes. Get more excitement and have more freedom to bet your way. The Punters Toolbox, exclusive to Neds. Take it to the next level.
You know the score. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
What a beautiful bacon and eggy brekkie! And add a hash brown or McCafe coffee for your chance to win with a Monopoly game at Macca's. Take a winning chance at brekkie today.
It's here! It's here!
The iPhone 14 Pro has landed. Get up to $1,000 bill credit when you trade up from an eligible phone.
Aussies are winning big with the Monopoly game at Macca's. Prizes like a $1,000 pet barn gift card, free Macca's for a year, and more. Download the My Macca's app and play for a chance to win.
The iPhone 14 Pro has landed. Get up to $1,000 bill credit when you trade up from an eligible phone.
Your Majesty.
Speak.
The new pyramid? It fell over again. Then your same game multi? Caught up?
You little ripper.
Paid $15, wasn't it?
Craziest baby.
Make it look easy with Sportsbet's same game multi. Combine all your favourite markets in the one bet and get bigger odds from Sportsbet.
You know the score. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly. Smart watches make life easy. Smart homes make life easy. And now, smart pool cleaners. Aussie pool. Clean. Book a demonstration at mydolphin.com.au.
Let hard work define you. But reward yourself when the job is done.
Choose VB Commit, the male grooming range made with beer.
Why? I've earned it.
Don't have all day to spend on one job? Kango's power tool accessories are made to get it done fast. Kango, toughen up your tools. Available at Bunnings, in store and online.
Let hard work define you. But reward yourself
when the job is done.
Choose VB for men, a male grooming range made with beer.
Why? I've earned it.
It's finals footy on Fox. These are your halftime highlights from Combank Stadium. Michael Ennis, Gordon Tallis, Cooper Croc. The declaration by the Blue and Golds this year, they want a glimpse of this grand final. They want to go beyond tonight. And at 20-0 after about 27 minutes, this was one of their best first halves that we've seen all year.
Yeah, zero hangover from last week's loss to Penrith. It's been an avalanche of good ball attack from Parramatta in the first half. And all their big guns are on the hands on the footy and come up with points. It's 3 tries in the first 20 minutes from Junior Bolo went over near the post, but an outstanding start the first half for Parramatta.
Yeah, absolutely. They were just playing too fast through the middle, too big, too strong. Really quick play the balls, and the Raiders couldn't go with them. But this was a shining light. Savage, he got clean bowled with the ball going straight between his legs. Takes on Gutherson. He'd like to have that tackle over again, Gutho, but Savage gave the Raiders fans a little bit of hope.
And Canberra get back into this one, Mick?
Well, they've only got through 12 sets of 6, and when you think of the damage that Joey Tarpany and Papali'i have been able to do over the last 6 to 8 weeks, it's been that ability to sustain pressure through their their defence, but then to maintain possession so that they've got energy to do it. They haven't been able to do that. They've gifted Parramatta far too much football, and on the back of it, they're so loose. Reid Marnie, the job that he's doing through the middle at the moment with his short pass and his long pass has Papali'i and Tarpany moving around everywhere. They're taking a lot of petrol out of the Raiders' middles. It's been well executed from Parramatta in terms of shutting down those coups from the Raiders.
Well, at 22-4, everyone's watching Mitch Moses and Reid Marnie, but the key could be Dylan Brown in this second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both the halves have been great. Gutherson has responded as well, so the spine off the back of what Mick just said is clicking, and they are putting Canberra's edge defence under assault. Dylan Brown left, he's going right, but Mitch Moses controlling things through the middle, but the spine is very well connected off the back with some good yardage from the big man. But Parramatta are playing the lights out at the moment. It's going to be very, very hard for Canberra to even stop this, even make a comeback.
Gordy, Parramatta are winning the collision that Brad loves to when they start offloading the footy. Yeah, and they're winning that battle. They're offloading, as Cooper said. The ability then to move the ball to the edges is really troubling the Raiders.
Well, they're just playing so fast. I think it's 9-1 in offloads, but then when they shifted, it's just with such conviction and everybody's on the roll. It's a great half of footy, and I was critical of Gutherson because last week I thought that they let down their team, but tonight they've been outstanding.
What's really important for Parramatta, there's been question marks raised over throughout the year. The demolition they did on the Roosters in the first half at Combank Stadium, what they did to the Penrith Panthers, when Nathan Cleary was sent off the field, they led big at half time. And then they just put it into second gear in the second half. Well, they're playing for a spot in a prelim final. They can't afford to do that. They need to go full throttle for this next 40 minutes.
Well, at the moment, it's Parramatta there in the box seat to join the Cowboys in this grand final qualifier. They lead by 18 points over the Raiders. The big second half coming up from Combank Stadium. You're watching Finals Footy on Fox.
Your Majesty.
Speak.
The new pyramid? It fell over again. And your same game multi got up.
You little rabbi.
Paid 15 bucks, wasn't it?
3 ticks, baby.
Make it look easy with Sportsbet's same game multi. Combine all your favourite markets in the one bet and get bigger odds from Sportsbet.
You know the score. Stay in control, gamble responsibly.
Aussies need to keep going their own way. They can't afford not to. They're saving lives on our beaches, inspiring the next generation, and nurturing and protecting the ones we love the most. That's why at Isuzu Ute, we offer a 6-year warranty, up to 7 years roadside assist, and up to 7 years cap price servicing.
It's the cat. It's an old cat. It's an old cat dad.
Some things leave you guessing, but not MailChimp. MailChimp takes the guesswork out of email marketing by analysing millions of data points from the billions of emails we send to offer personalised suggestions for how to improve engagement and revenue. Guess less and sell more with the #1 email marketing and automation brand, Intuit MailChimp.
Bring the stadium home this footy final season. Don't miss a minute of the action with the Samsung 65-inch Neo QLED TV and save $500. Hear the crowd roar with this powerful Samsung Dolby Atmos soundbar and save $200. Get match fit with the Theragun Prime percussive massager, only $349. And halftime drinks are sorted with the LG InstaView French door fridge with craft ice and bonus wine. Score a great footy finals deal now at Harvey Norman.
Go!
Ryobi's cleaning range makes cleaning quick and easy, so old school cleaners are done and dusted. High performance stick pack kit, $4.49, available at Bunnings Warehouse. Ryobi.
Sport on the planet, no doubt about it. You get to see every single game here on Fox League. We are 4.5 games into the final series of 2022. Tomorrow night, the Sharks and the Rabbitohs sold out Allianz Stadium. How good is that going to be? How good potentially can the second half be? It is all on the line. Canberra have got the deficit to try and break away. But if you've watched them week in, week out this year, I don't think anyone at the Parramatta fold is writing Canberra off.
No, I'm sure they're not. And Parramatta would know that how they've played in the second 40 minutes, particularly here at CommBank Stadium when they have been brilliant in the opening 40 and then stalled a bit in the second half. Canberra will be hoping that happens. They did well, Canberra, just to hang on because there could have been a couple of late tries by the Eels in that first half just to blow the game wide open. But they are still alive. 22-4. They need to be the next to score, but they don't have to score immediately.
So, second half is underway. Parramatta off the legs of Lane, and no, he gets to it. That's a save. He had a long way to travel there. Sean Lane needed all of his length to get to that one. Arms outstretched. Parramatta with the ball. And Madison on the run. Bad news for Canberra in that first half period. Under Nana. Category 1. Concussion, so he's out. I believe he gets almost back to halfway. Gutherson a big lift on last week. Same can be said of Dylan Brown. They've got to fit Mitchell Moses out there. Here he is, Moses. Kick. There's been a collision. Play on the call. Klein's words, they held their ground. So Raiders have their first possession of the second half. And this one with Rapana. Starling for Sutton and Fogarty pushed on by Whitehead. Timoko is with it. Terrible show, Timoko. Savage, you saw him in the first half. Hennessy, a contributor tonight. Pass play for the Raiders. Starling to Fogarty. Kicks right to the corner, but Seago is with it. Roger denied a try in the first half, and Parramatta had the ball back.
Yeah, good start from the Canberra Raiders. Nice kick into the corner and making Parramatta come off their try line. If there's one stat they need to turn around in their second half is possession. Only 36% of it in the first half. They received big banks in their second half, and what they do with it when they get it is really important.
So they're going to force a few errors out of Parramatta. The Eels completing at 78% so far in the game. 5 line breaks from the Eels as well. Lane with it. Hands and knees. This is a kick. This kicking game plays the whole half. It's a huge event.
The Eels thrive on his kicking game. You could see the Eels, the tempo of the Eels team, the lift and rise and fall on the back of what Moses does off his boot. Quite often gets them out of trouble and provides them with try-scoring opportunities. Canberra, we agree that Canberra need to be perfect. There can't be any cheap errors. Starling with the run, almost getting in behind Parramatta.
So now they are a chance here with Whitehead. And Timoko on the chop stretch. 18 minutes away from the line. No shortage of confidence from the Raiders. Some good signs. Fogarty bomb. This is perfect. No. Penasini, well, if you know it's going to go in goal, you've got to challenge. You've got to put some pressure on it. Now he comes back with the ball. 7 tackles set. And on the zero play, he runs for 25 metres. That would get it all wrong in the end. Just think the chase is that a little more effort in. Harvey now. And O'Connell stripped of the ball. Loose carry the call. Did they challenge that? Well, I think he's saying challenge. He's saying challenge. He said it 4 times.
You know, they let themselves down there, the Canberra Raiders. The kick from Fogarty, as they do challenge, it went high enough for the chase to get there and put some pressure on Penasini. Well, the ball came out very quickly.
Looking to see if there's any intent to strip from Hudson Young.
Oh, I don't think there is. No, Hudson Young doesn't try and strip that. It's just incidental contact with the ball, which that happens. He wasn't even looking at the ball. He's made a low tackle, and as he falls away...
Hudson Young is attempting to make a tackle. There's no intention
there
to
needs to be like a
challenge is unsuccessful.
At training, then you're going to dip it. Didn't know you, don't you? $100 fine for a failed challenge? Go towards the end of season events?
Starling, a bit of claret coming from the head. They need a couple of things to go their way. They got that one, the Canberra Raiders. They let themselves down on that set. Penasini able to get the 20-metre line, then take the quick tap. The Eels got themselves into this position very quickly.
Take this opportunity to go down to the sideline, Jack Duke, with what you gleaned from half-time.
Yeah, Eels coach Brad Arthur, guys, reminded his side that they have had 62% of the ball in that first half. He said it will change and they need to be ready for it defensively in this second half. While Raiders coach Ricky Stewart, he just wanted his side to control the ruck. Too many offloads from Parramatta. They had 10 in the first half. He said, go out there and back yourselves. One try and you're back in it.
Well, a couple of times this year, and I know the opposition inferior to tonight, but against the Knights and the Warriors, The Raiders came storming home. They beat the Warriors 26-0 second half, round 19, having part of the break. As here's Whiten, Timbercole, on the shot trench, kick over the top, chases a plenty, White Tony made it to the winner of the ball. Oh, now this could be underway here. It's either penalty try or it could even be penalty Parramatta. Stand by. Oh, well, there's more than a couple of things.
Check to see whether he's going to take it out without the ball.
Well, that might stop it whether he's onside or offside. We don't go any further if he's offside. If he is onside, though, from mine it looked like Reed Marnie made the tackle and Jack White looks offside. He looks in front of Nick Cottrell.
Yeah, Jack Whiten is in front of the kicker and becomes involved in the play.
Whatever happened up to that doesn't matter now. So, and I thought Marnie took White out. He tried to grab the ball here.
It doesn't matter. I must say, as the point we've got an on-ground call of offside. I have no idea who made the call. The right official wasn't in line. White was in front of the ball, and between them, again, credit where it's due. They call it.
Well, they had Para in some trouble there down that right touchline through country.
That's right, he's not offside until he takes possession. Parramatta until he touches the ball. Until he touches the ball. So Parramatta still questioning where the penalty should be taken. And Ashley Klein, cool head, explaining it to the players.
Yeah, bit of concern for the Eels though, with the Raiders finding some space down that touchline.
18 remains the difference between the sides, but an eventful 5 minutes to start the second half. See, there's another one, the Parramatta Eels on the way out, but still with high ambition for this year. Marnie, Brown, Lane, offload, Brown, Tubby, inside the 40. The Dylan Brown show of 2022 is back on tonight. Madison's dishing it on offload. Moses will back himself. Moses, fire corner. Savage tried all he's done, but Moses scores. And the opposite corner to where he scored the opening try at Combank Stadium just a couple of years ago. The reaction is not greatly different. What a try to the Parramatta 7.
Well, he's hot, and when he's confident, he's very good, and he showed great speed to get to that corner before Xavier Savage. We know how quick Savage is. Look where Savage is coming from. He's starting to track. He realises Moses has got the ball. I think he was a bit slow to take off. Just gave him that little head start. That's all Moses needed. Did a great job. You never get the half a yard late. You've got to take it early. Savage didn't take it early, and Moses beat him to the corner. Great play from the Eels. The junior Barlaw backing his way into the defence, just popping that ball. Moses was 4 wide. It went 3 wide, and then Moses. That's great stuff after Lane and Brown threatened down the left side. They immediately hit back to the right.
Yeah, it's really good awareness from Mitchell Moses, knowing that his big middle forward has got that skill set in him. He just hangs out the back, knows he's probably going to get an offside and explodes into that hole. And we've seen him run to that direction a couple of times. I think the opening of Combank Stadium, he scored a similar try. And we wondered how much Mitchell Moses was missed last week. Well, you're seeing it tonight.
Well, important part. What a moment for the fans down in the corner. On his 28th birthday, folks, Mitchell Moses, little 4-pointer wrapped up there in the corner. Yes, 28th birthday, Mitchell Moses. In the finals, he's got a big head, hasn't he? Mitchell Moses. A bit off-putting, wasn't it? You turn around. He's looking at you, Mitch. Great analysis, Brandy, on Xavier Savage. And here on top, quite dandy. Moses puts the candles on the birthday cake.
Well, they do it again, the Parramatta Eels. In the first half, Jordan Rapana almost scored a try from the ensuing set the Eels scored. Jack White went very close. He was at half a metre offside. They could have come up with a penalty try. He wasn't. From the next set, the Eels score a try, and it was a great one too. 28-4. Job much bigger now for the Raiders.
Career best season try tally for Moses as well, with that 4-pointer. 28-4 as it stands right now. It's the Eels and the Cowboys playing for a spot in the grand final, which I think takes me back to 05. If I get a bit of a flashback, the year we thought we're going to have a Dragons Eels grand final, and we ended up with the Tigers and the Cowboys. I believe he back up to the 40-metre line. Thrown out, got aggressive with Whiten, and it is set restart. Checks appearing. Parramatta get a restart of the set. The crowd, the emotion, everything lifted with a Moses try. It's more than just 24, the difference now. Well, Cook there, running down this back to Philip Grant tonight, only the 4 runs last week. Here's Madison.
Hey, Mum.
Marnie to the left side, Brown getting off the legs, Fogarty good save. Canberra with it 19 out from their own line.
Well, if he finds the space there, they're in a bit of trouble again, Canberra. Xavier Savage isn't moving that way, but plenty of chase for the Parramatta Eels. Fortunately, though, the Raiders
And what are you talking about?
No, because I want them Campbell because of... Go the Eels! Go the Eels! Mum, I'm living in Canberra, but we're going to choose that. The Eels have made 2009. And the Eels have been to 76 finals.
It's better and better for Parramatta. That was tough defence there. Ball from 35 metres out. Still no bombs to one away.
The Canberra Raiders have a good history on the comeback.
And it hasn't been one his way yet. Here he is with the ball. High scorer first half. There's Gutherson with a take.
Yeah, even though he collided.
I should know. The Eels don't lose 3 games in a row.
From Jamal Fogarty.
Finals meeting against another off leg. Should be Barlow hooked up to the sideline for the rest now. Moses away, and the guys with Gutherson away. And I see he puts a move on in front of Chris.
You guys want to do not?
And the other on him. There's the offload back to that. 13-2. Parramatta season average is 14 a game. Moses crossfield kick, spiralling back now. See what happens from the offside. That's why
And the Canberra Raiders going into it. Canberra Raiders went into the final. Canberra Raiders won 5 in a row.
With 30 minutes to go, 4 converted tries. If you could break it down into segments, 10 by 10 by 10, you'd like to think you'd pick up a couple in the next 20 and get yourself back to a couple of converted tries. For the last step, that could only be the strategy. They cannot get Parramatta to get another
I got it Monday.
No, you didn't Tuesday.
No. You didn't come back positive until Tuesday afternoon.
So we hope that Tarpany and I think we get the first thing shortly too. Because we're talking offloads and ability to break open defensive lines, you need Tarpany and Papali'i back out there.
We've got Young, Savage, trying to find the gap there. And that is play number 4 done for the Raiders. Whiten, Fogarty, Dummy to Horsburgh, now Starling, under Whitehead. Nice hands there from Chopper to the outside. Miraculous kick. Well, one to get it to the foot, but it's not so miraculous. In fact, the umpire's got his hands up for a 6. It's gone over the rope on the foot.
Yeah, it was a bit of an untidy shift to this right-hand side. A couple of passes just went behind the man, and the Parramatta defence just ate it up. Canberra Raiders need to be better, throw a little bit more at the Parramatta defence if they're going to get themselves back in to have any shot at him at the tail end of this game.
Down a man on their bench, the Raiders.
That Eels will be the Cowboys next week.
They're not going to play just minutes tonight. Four tackles to go hit up. Here's Moses. So the running game of the two halves on show. Jefferson, by the way, tonight has run for 154 metres.
He hit the ground hard there. Jack White over the top. Right. Didn't look anything illegal, but came down hard. And Moses was just set up a little groggy.
And
Well, this is a big concern. If
The New Zealand team, this one has a very good team because there's at least 4 players from the Canberra Raiders who will be heading, who has been named in the New Zealand squad. I think there's 3 New Zealand boys who have been named in the squad and there's a few Canberra players being named in the squad.
32 away from the Raiders line. Marty Brown sets them up again. Vital tackle by Whitehead. Yeah, well, Moses.
Very quickly, it was just a look on his face. It was how he sat back up again, which I'm sure, apart from looking at the replay, thinking, well, he's hit the back of his head quite hard on the ground.
Jacob Arthur comes into the game with 27 minutes to go.
And it's just something that Parramatta don't need at this stage of the game. They're half back on the back of last week, off with the HIA.
Guthers another kick that's blocked but knocked on this time. Knocked on by Elliott Whitehead. Guther gets a result. Now, criticism of Parramatta last week when Moses went off. Not enough done by Gutherson and Brown. Well, here's their opportunity to really correct that with everything to play for. Last week you had the second bite. Tonight, it has to be everything. Otherwise, you can sit back in the banana lounge next week, and you don't want to be there in week 3 of the finals.
I think it's important for the young half that comes on now, Jacob Arthur, that he doesn't try and play like Moses. He just does his own job.
Good advice, Arthur there. Early ball to Madison. They're 5 minutes away from the Raiders line. This is a humongous set in the game. Campbell Gillard with the ball for Parramatta. Whitehead. Last appeal away. He set up a few guys. He scored 8 of his own this year. Read Money. Here he is with the ball. Money. Out the back. Brown. Right foot. Offload to Arthur. 11 metres from the line. 24 points the difference. Brown. Oh, he has to just submit there and Canberra kind. They could have absolutely hammered him there. Big puppy you can see is back on for Canberra. Now, Marty. The right side. Madison to Kafusi. Hudson Young, a great legs tackle. Jefferson, Papali'i, offload. Jefferson, offload. Penasini, towed through Rapana. Parramatta will get another set. Albeit 55 metres back downfield. Brown circumnavigates Sebastian Chris. Hudson Young comes in with Finn. Another set for Parramatta. Canberra can't win without the ball.
I suppose the Eels are doing what the Panthers did last week. Panthers kicked the Eels ass last week. And now the Eels are kicking the Ravens ass.
Madison, Lane, no offload that time. And nobody up. Just getting to the ball, Parramatta. A wasted play. And you call that a dummy half this time. 2 tackles left for this. Madison up to Campbell Gillard. This is the last tackle. 9 minutes out. Repeat section 2. Marty with a ball. Jacob Arthur. Here's the kick. Chasers are there. Batted back. Player Parramatta. Chris. Scramble. Raiders. Come up with the ball. Knock on Parramatta to call.
Kick was a good one from Arthur on the spot. On the plate, and ball goes through his hands, and there's the knock on. So Canberra survive. Again, it's still 24.
Down the sideline, Brady, Joe Cook.
Joe Tarpany's just come back on for the Raiders, guys. So Ricky Stewart getting his best players back out there. But for Parramatta, while all that was going on, Tom Opacek came off with what looked like a hamstring injury. Right in the Akure there in that left centre position for Parramatta at the moment.
Okay, that's news, not good news for Parramatta. Dropping through the middle for the record. Papali'i just 40 up so far. Tarpany 6. So big second stints required. And there's a ball, well, knocked out.
Was Roy knocked on?
Ask the captain.
Fogarty? No, Fogarty saying no. So,
Flight did all
there's a bit of honesty there. Yeah, just on Papali'i and Tarpany, and they were out there for that opening 20 minutes when the Eels dominated. The Eels
He's not lost that ball.
Tries and a couple of
There's no way he lost that ball.
The two front rowers certainly not the footy that they require the Canberra Raiders. They rely so much on those two front rows, and really they were taken out of the game because the Eels dominated possession through their first stint.
Ricky Stewart in his career as coach never coached a team to a week 2 finals loss. Sides have made at least the preliminary final all 7 times they've made the finals. That is some record there. It's going to cop a dip tonight if it continues from here. 22 to go. 24 the difference. Jake Duke's got on the report on Tom Opacek. He's gone for the night. Brown, buffed off Whiten. Jack coming again to finish off the captain. He's a player to come up against, isn't he, Jack White? His kick was knocked down by Starling. They will rule charge down play on Raiders. That's a go. To halfway for Canberra. I said they had to score in that 10-minute period. Well, they haven't conceded, but now it's a little tougher even still. Papali'i on that run. They very much need a try like the one Savage scored in the first half. Bit of solo magic. Tarpany offload. Savage on cue. Horsburgh. Hudson Young. Right good ball. Rapiner did well. Got it round his knees. Raiders with Chris. Now Young. Savage working on his inside. Didn't pass. 25 away, last tackle call there, simultaneous, so he'll get to play it. They need to set up here. It's Fogarty, and he's going to kick in. Now here come the runners. Challenge forward, not. Tossimo over the top. Fijian airline, top on board. Tossimo in full flight. And Akure off the line. No try for Micah, but
it's a great side. It's a great side seeing Micah steam in to take a high ball. Lane flips one out the back, Makatoa on the field.
So they have the luxury of the fresh man coming in at this stage. Papali'i, again, he's happy. What about the two traditional second rowers, Papali'i and Lane? Superb coffee.
Yeah, outstanding.
Jefferson, and it goes again. Lane this time, feeding the Akure inside the Raiders' half. Dylan Brown, let's see what bomb has he got. It's floating Savage's way. Good catch, Xavier Savage. No pass in that position. Canberra, 15 out from their own line. We're into the last quarter. Possibly their last quarter for the season. Wrap it up with a ball. Right at the moment, 5 tries to 1. And the Canberra forwards are really slow to get behind the football and get into position as we see wrap up the field. The defensive work has had to do, very tired and fatigued, middle part of the field. And he caught a kick right into a slipping bear. By the way, Parramatta had 62% of the ball as well.
It hasn't changed, that was the stat at half time. It hasn't changed. Whitehead slipping, so just caught him in the top of their head. There, Corey.
I've been impressed with Parramatta's defence, their discipline. They haven't given too many repeat sets away and tackles like that. There hasn't been too many. And Canberra just had one set at a time. Made it really hard for them.
So that's Highlighted by the stats, that's only the second penalty they've conceded tonight, and only one set restart conceded. All out in front of Corey Horsburgh. Keep abreast of his tackle count. He's closing in on 50, 41 tackles, Corey Horsburgh tonight. Papali'i with the ball for the Raiders. Papali'i almost through the front door there. Dragged back by Makatoa. Now for Starling. They probably could have got a set restart there. Fagan into Whiteland. Whiteland gets it on. Rapid backs himself. Runs it back, loses the ball. Or was it stripped?
Sure, I think he threw it back inside. We just heard Ashley Klein say it wasn't played at, so you would think it would be a Parramatta thing. Just watch Rapid to drop the shoulder into one of Blake. And then as he flicked it back in.
Captain's challenge from the Raiders.
I think we've got to say it is played.
The ball was not played.
I think it is a reflex action. Your hands are up there. Well, reflex action counts as played at, I would have thought. It's a close call.
I think it just hit Brad Arthur, Jacob Arthur in the head.
Offloads while still in the feather play. Jacob Arthur is to defend. There is no movement to play. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Right on the nose. I suppose you can't play it with your nose.
Rewarded for Falcon.
Well, Canberra scored a try after Falcon last week.
That's been yes, that has been debated much this week. The try off the Falcon.
And that's where Canberra, if they're going to make any sort of comeback here, they need to get points when they go down there. They just can't turn the ball over. They've gone to try to go round Parramatta on a few occasions. I don't think that's the way to go tonight. They need their big boys to go through with some close support. That's their best opportunity.
Yeah, we just saw Papali'i almost break through early with a bit of footwork, and both him and Tarpany had that. That is their only chance. And both front rowers can offload the ball. They've looked a little clueless, haven't they, trying to go to the extreme edges.
Corey on yet another run with plenty of venom. 17 and a half to go. Parramatta fans getting excited. Oh, Campbell Gill, I didn't know another Falcon there. Might have been on the chin of Makatoa. Got this potato head here. We've hit the nose of Arthur, now we've hit the chin of Makatoa. Put the pieces together. 28-4, 17 to go. Right away, Madison about to go to 100 metres for the night. Once he reaches that figure, that's 5 Parramatta forwards. Over 100 running metres. So there's the one off the nose. There's the one off the chin.
And these are the areas that Brad Arthur won't be happy with moving forward. In big games, you can't have errors like that just coming out the middle part of the field. A lucky communication,
the Eels suck.
skill, and turning the football out, giving the opposition an opportunity.
It's getting down to the stage where it's got to be the next set, Canberra. If there's any nervousness into the Parramatta lineup, there's not the pressure of 24 the difference. Tarpany, Horsburgh, Whitehead, good ball. Rapid with it. Does the kick over the top. They look to the outside. Oh, Whitehead loses the ball. On a running catch, he would have scored. And it went straight through the breadbasket.
Well, spectacular play. We just said that the Raiders haven't had much luck going or attempting to go around the Eels. They did on that occasion. Jordan Rapid with a great kick back on the inside. He's such a skillful player, and Jack White with the ball. He won the race to it.
Straight to the sideline, Jack Duke.
Great news for Parramatta, guys. Mitchell Moses has passed his HRA, which is very important considering the fact that he failed one last week. If they are to progress through to face the Cowboys next week, they will need him. He has passed. Whether he returns to this game is another thing. He's sitting on the bike behind.
All right. Shane Flanagan call on Mitchell Moses. 24 the difference, 15 and a half to go.
Go in that shower.
Okay. This direct advice. And Mitch, you put in 15 minutes on the bike or in the shower? Your call. Back it goes. Arthur with it. Kicking nicely downfield. He's okay. He was knocked after kicking. What a competitor this bloke is. At 33, Jordan Rapid up. So Arthur may be out there for the end. Here's Sebastian Chris for the Raiders.
If he was to pick up an injury or even worse, get another head knock, puts next week into doubt. Hopefully Parramatta can get home for Mitchell Moses and the Parramatta fans. And obviously gives another young fella named Jacob Arthur an opportunity in a big game.
Starting on to Babalidi. Turned away from a couple. And Babalidi taking the defence with him and offloading. That's what he can do. Starling wants to let it rip. Finds Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Now tries to get around Gufferson. 25-metre surge by the Canberra centre. Hudson Young to Fogarty. Kicks before the last. Gufferson is there for Parramatta.
Well, the Chase just weren't ready for the kick. They were lined out for a pass and they just weren't up flat enough to really put any pressure on the Eels off the back of that kick. They got field position, but they're looking to score points. They don't want field position, they need tries.
Yeah, we just needed to turn someone back under. There was nothing one on the outside. He got a bit frustrated and he just went to the kick too early. You know, they need to score points, but that wasn't a try-scoring opportunity.
Looks like Mitchell Moses is going to come back into the game, guys. He's on the sideline with a card in his hand.
Showers must be working.
No.
Well, it doesn't get turned on until the end of the 80. McIntyre held up for Parramatta. Well, I hope for Parramatta's sake it doesn't backfire. Here for Arthur to get from outside the 30. He hasn't put a foot wrong since coming on. He's just done his job. He's done his role. Savage with it for Canberra.
Well, if Parramatta can't get the job done with 13 minutes to go without Mitchell Moses, they probably shouldn't be there next week. They should be able to get the next 13 minutes done with or without him.
Now Sebastian Chris has been called from the field, so that's the last we'll see of him tonight with 13 to go.
Yeah, he landed awkwardly after making that break. Nice run from him. There's Moses going on with the field. I would say Campbell Flanner. I wouldn't put him back out there.
13 and a bit. A little change, if you will, to go in this Southern Death Week 2 encounter. It is looking like Parramatta and the Cowboys this time next week in town.
What? Hey.
Spot in the grand final. It's a Monday night here on Fox League. The biggest coverage. No surprise tomorrow night as well. The Rabbitohs, if they were to win, match up just like last year's grand final in a preliminary final against Penrith and the Sharks. One of the success stories of the year. First year of Craig Fitzgibbon as coach. So a lot to look forward to. And then a triple header. First time ever. A Super Sunday at the NRLW on Fox League on Sunday. Put that in your diary for the weekend. Now starting for the Raiders. 40 away from the Parramatta line. 13 to go. Whiten, Fogarty. If you joined us late, Parramatta led 22-0 after 26 minutes. He's 6-4 since that point. Kick over the top. Black with the ball. Finally gets a dig at him. And they can't. They have taken the ball off him. Loose carry. There's been a lot of those calls. There's no challenge left for Parramatta. There is no challenge left. It will be a Canberra ball.
He's had a lot of good moments, Wagga Blake, tonight. Hasn't been put under that much pressure or no pressure at all, really. Canberra. Give away a penalty.
I think Gufferson was saying, see you later, Raiders. It's a very late call. Warren has taken belated advice from the sideline official.
Not for a steal.
Oh. That's what it would be, isn't it?
Well, it was a strip, wasn't it? So we'll go with that.
A little cheeky from Clint Gufferson. 12 minutes to go. Marty. McIntyre. Convex Stadium. Proving a lovely place to be. Yvonne Sampson said at half-time, paradise. It's proving that tonight. Moses clipped over the top there. 30 metres away from the Canberra line. Marty. Gufferson.
Shut the hell up, you stupid bloody dog!
Here come the Eels into the grand final. Moses kick. The ball, he's knocked on. I thought he trapped it. Then had a little dabble at it, Tarpany. He's got away with it. It was a close one. Canberra with the ball. Was that the third time? The old trap and scrap. Shane in the second half from Canberra.
Yeah, we've got an outstanding skill set. The big front rower, he's done a mountain of work, and then he's a big man. He picks the ball up first go. As you said, trap and scrap. Interesting with the two front rowers that they go through the middle part of the field. Entering the two front rows for the Canberra Raiders, just how vital they are offensively. But at the start of this game, Brandy, all they had to do is defend, and it just took so much petrol out of them, and we've hardly seen them because of that workload they did in the first half.
It's Tarpany on the carry, yeah. 30 tackles for Tarpany, 24 for Papali'i, and neither has run for over 100 metres. Tarpany coming up for 200 metres plus going against Melbourne. Savage to the call. Caught that by the Corey, maybe passed up the deck. Play on, Savage, Fogarty, Papali'i. A flat line of Canberra Raiders. Starling, long ball, Whiter, they need to get back. Hudson Young, backs across field. That's not going to be on the highlight pass. Seabo's with it for Parramatta. That was passing and hoping and kicking
Mum.
it in.
You suck!
Yeah, just hoping to come up with something, weren't they? And nothing presented itself. In the end, Hudson Young just kicked the ball and he's on the field up by the Eels. Running out of time now, Cam.
Hey, Mum.
No one.
If the Panthers play Bubblers next week, Mum, that's gonna be like the third time in a row. That does another game after this, Mum. Nah, the Panthers are playing tonight, Mum. Yeah, them on them on. Yeah, there's this game.
9 minutes to go. Book your tickets and head north. Another try. Their sixth of the night.
Yeah, it was a beautiful touch by Clint Gutherson. Parramatta, they come off the back of an error from the Canberra Raiders, and they get into good field position, and some really nice touches. That's a beautiful ball by Clint Gutherson. Hits his back row, now playing in the centres, and he just runs it around underneath the post. But some beautiful football, some beautiful vision, and some great skill by Clint Gutherson.
They haven't missed many opportunities like the Eels. They have dominated possession, but whenever they've been able to force a drop out, repeat set, put some pressure on Canberra, they've come up and tried. And also,
Hey, Mum, can I go on mullets?
The Raiders, and they haven't made many
Mum.
errors. The Raiders have made 7 errors compared to the Eels 11. So it hasn't been a game for Canberra where it's been riddled with errors and the Eels have made the most of it. They have struck every time that the Raiders have made an error. They've scored a try off the back of it from the next set. It's been great footy. They've only scored a couple of tries now since they led 22-0, but they've been very impressive. And the Eels, out of all the sides left in the competition, the Eels have looked as good as all of them at stages this year. That's why you could never write the Eels off.
Well, Granny, we've talked about the edge back rollers. We know about their front rollers, how good they are. And they've got a spine that's worked tonight. Fantastic. 9, 7, 6 and 1 has just been spot on.
Kicking into where there is predominantly back over that shot of the Corey scoring. There were 2 lone female Raiders fans sitting there rather gloves. And there's Moses, another 2 to his tally with 7.5 to go. 30 points for the
last week was their 9th loss of the season. Through all the previous 8 losses, they had bounced back and won the next week. Through those wins, they had beaten the Storm. They beat the Panthers twice. They beat the Roosters. So coming into this game, you just had a feeling, Combank Stadium, full house, that Parry would be able to turn the tables and bounce back from what happened last week. That's exactly how it played.
You would text me that stat every day this week, Brandon. First thing, that's like my alarm in the morning. Parramatta had not lost back to back. And what I will tell you is Trust is that their biggest winning streak is 3 in a row. That's their biggest. 3 in a row win for the title now. If they try to win 3 in a row from here, their ball's not going to go to 10. And a penalty centre of halfway, 30 points the difference. If it remains that way or worse, it's the Raiders' biggest finals defeat. And look at this. fans are now having a night out. VB hard-earned index tonight too. It is all blue and gold. Look at that. Bubbly, Lane, Barlow, Canberra, Madison. High up on the index.
Yeah, it's not just their running either, is it? It's their offloads, it's their defence. Late defensively started the game like I hadn't seen him. With 2 big hits on Papali'i, putting on his back twice. That was Sean Lane.
Now Brown notices, oh, he's bumped out by White and finished off by White. They rush in there. Again, I think it's a defender finishing his work. Moses is still down. The game is gone for Canberra. Parramatta need to keep their heads here. You're on your way to Townsville. You're on your way to a grand final qualifier. Jim Barlow wants to speak to this. He's one of the old buddy. Ran after a little more intense. There you go, that's fine. The first shot, the second. Dramatic. And then a replay as Martin lines himself up against Jack Buckley and Jack White.
And these are the things that we playing on the coach's mind as he skates down to the sideline position. Suspension, injury.
He didn't have contact with the head. You can see that. You know what? And he didn't make contact with that head. It was shoulder on shoulder.
So no shoulder charge. He's not penalised for his shoulder contact in the first instance.
It was what happened after that when he was on the ground. And if you watch the replay there was no head contact. So, you know, if you don't hit him, yeah, hit him. Just run on shot.
That's exactly right. You know, you're right, Rossi. Yeah, what's stopping him getting up and running again?
It was hardly Villasanti on fit. Day 2 grand final, what? Not quite. Not quite as volatile violent as that. But it just drives another nail in here. This Viking Black Parramatta style. I must say, not quite as well coordinated as what I see in the nation's capital. But why not celebrate? They won a Conference 86. Oh, let's kids, they were born. But the older fans know how long it's been.
And a smart decision here by Parramatta Earth to take the shot at goal. Like, the 2 points means nothing really in the air. That's just winding that clock down. They know they've got a big game next week. They don't want any injuries. They don't want any suspensions. They just want that clock to wind down.
So Moses will take the shot for his 6th goal of the night, and he has a try as well. So 16-point tally for Mitchell if he gets it. Well, you're excited with every match up in the finals, but we thought the front row battle would be good tonight. What about next week? What about the battle at the half next week? Demons boom, that slash and drive he scored last week. There's a successful attempt from Moses. Parramatta. Repeat, this is not a drill. This is for real. They're on their way to the grand final qualifier. And as it stands right now, Cowboys v Eels. Penrith, wait to find out. Will it be Sharks or Rabbitohs, their opponent?
Hard to pick, Andrew. Very
Mum,
hard to pick.
as the Panthers play the Sharks next week, Mum, Panthers are going to shit on the Sharks, destroy them. The Panthers play Rabbitohs next week. Panthers are still going to win.
Again, the top 4. Oh, he's our top middle play. It's tapped it back in. The Corey. See which way they roll here. 4 minutes to go. Brown's popped right at the side of the head there.
It's been fantastic tonight, Dylan Brown. He's carried the football a lot of times. He's been in all their tries. He's got the ball to where it needed to be. His kicking game's been outstanding.
So 4 more minutes to go in Canberra's season. What I say, they've been entertaining to watch. There's been some fades, there's been some great comebacks, some slashing tries from the Raiders, some real character. He's right now to wrap it up. They will try and get another 4-pointer. stages, it is might end up sitting. Set restart the penalty. It's Clyde, with none of it. So,
It's Sid being shy.
yeah, as I said, his arms are tight. From going, all the blood went out of his arm last week. He opened the air so many times. He's got it right back this week. Now, Hudson Young, not a bad point on the run. The white tackle, if you really did think you got him in the head, what's Victor Ratley thinking tonight watching that? So now Starling, then Ryan's up and puts it down. Well, that's disappointing for the Englishman. And Parramatta, another play close up. So walking off winners from Combank. Well, here's Brett Arthur. I don't know, Shane, you tell me. I mean, any time you lose a final, then win, relief more than jubilation.
Oh, especially if that man, I think he's been under enormous amount of pressure. He's done a great job getting this team ready tonight. They've come out the first half won for them. They did all their work, they were clinical, they ran hard, and they're 7-6-1, with a polish on, a really smart performance. And then they got in the end, the second half has just been a bit of an arm wrestle, and this last couple of minutes they'll be looking over their shoulder at the clock, worrying about the Cowboys next week.
But like all their wins this year, they have relied on being aggressive and quick at the start. And that's what they were. They were aggressive and quick at the start. Canberra just couldn't go with it. And every mistake that the Raiders made early in that game, they were punished by Parramatta tries.
Dylan Brown, and this is the last we see of the Raiders, but just thinking World Cup bound, maybe as many as 9 Raiders might be at the World Cup, which will have exclusive to Fox League for you, so Raiders players can have a few weeks off, not that they wanted it, but then into World Cup mode for many of them, which is great reward for their efforts. Now Brown on the Campbell Gill. One more the Parramatta fans to say, the ruthless one. It's at 36-4. Moses has a habit of just going to 1 point today. Here he is, Jimmy over the top. Gets the deflection. Moses flicks that out like you wouldn't believe. I don't know where it came from. Blake with a bit of razzle at the back. And now the dazzle will have been from Brown. Gets it is to Sebo. He gets past Chocolate. He gets past Toe. Passes to Yakuri. That is some try. Where does the Moses flick pass feature in that? Followed by a bit of Sebo, a bit of Dylan Brown, and a touch of the Yakuri in the finish. It's quite a cake.
Well, the Eel Army are loving it here at Combank Stadium. Here, right, Mitch Moses saw an opening, accelerated, realised he couldn't get through it, then just flicked the ball out the back. Well, Whitehead's had enough, as have the Canberra Raiders. Some clever play there by Moses. The flick pass goes 20 metres backwards. Wonder Blake, who's had a good night, heads infield, throws a pass. Dylan Brown, this is a great ball. Out to Moses, out to Micah Sebo. It was a bullet pass. Sebo's power gets him into a position so he can give the ball to Yakuri for their try that really does. Well, it ends the game with quite an exclamation mark, doesn't it? What a statement the Eels have made tonight. They hit the 40-point barrier, kicked the cup, it's been dominant, Flanagan.
Oh my gosh, stop somewhere.
That's a really important point that you talked about, being dominant. But next, you've just got to put it behind you now. Parramatta, don't read the papers, don't watch too much TV. Just get ready for next week, because you've got to do it again, and it's going to be harder again next weekend. That's the big game. Get to the grand final. Grand final week will look after itself. Next week's the biggest game of the year. Smiling Brett Arthur. So Haley's comment area is there. He doesn't smile too much, but it's a reason to celebrate tonight. Sage advice from Shane Flanagan about what the next week involves. Can't wait until Parramatta play the Cowboys next week. Between now and then, Sharks and Rabbitohs tomorrow night. Full round of NRLW here on Fox League on Sunday, a triple header. Moses to finish it off. They're almost Viking clapped down here. The Parramatta Eels, Moses has missed. There it goes. But the scoreline is emphatic. Beaten week 1 of the finals. They go raging through the second week.
to Rick.